bummy clothes on, and today I'm gonna be making one of my famous baking recipes, and that is carrot cake. I make an amazing carrot cake with pineapple, coconut, shredded carrot. I have pretty much perfected this recipe, but unfortunately I'm at my mom's house. I'm quarantined here for the time being, so I don't have my regular things that I use to measure, and unfortunately all of the grocery stores are sold out of regular baking flour, so I've had to use gluten-free. So I guess this will be a recipe for people who are gluten intolerant as well. So I found a recipe for just like a basic gluten-free carrot cake. It has a very high rating, it has like lots of upvotes, so I think it's gonna be good. It is missing some of the things that I would generally put into my carrot cake. It's very plain and basic, so I decided to jazz it up and add some other things. Hopefully it turns out okay. If not, then I guess this will just be like a fail video, but if it turns out really well, then I will leave the recipe down for you guys below. So I have gotten started and I have separated my dry ingredients, my wet ingredients, and over here we have the dry ingredients. I've also gone ahead and shredded about 2.5 cups of finely shredded carrots. I have about a half a cup of unsweetened coconut flakes, and the recipe also says a half a cup of pureed carrots. I didn't do that. I actually ended up replacing that with a half a cup of crushed pineapple, so I think that's gonna be like a really nice fruity addition. This is half a cup of buttermilk. Now I'm gonna use 2 cups of vegetable oil. You can use canola as well. Actually, it's 1 cup. I lied. Let's put it in. This would be so much more fun if I was drunk. Like, I feel like you can drink and cook and that's all fine, but that's a lot of oil, but I'm gonna put it in. And then I'm going to take the 3 eggs. They say to make sure that they're room temperature, but I didn't do that because I don't have time. We are in quarantine. We literally have all the time in the world, but I'm a lazy piece of shit, so whatever. Okay, and I guess I'm just gonna whisk up these ingredients in a large bowl, cream together oil, sugars, and eggs. Oh, I didn't do that. My bad. Imagine if I dropped this. My dog is here, he's interested. Okay, so I'm going to add this gradually. I think it should be the other way around actually, but whatever. You know what? Fuck gradually, just dump it in. Consistency is good. Let me show you guys what the consistency looks like. So let me actually tilt this down a little bit more. Looks good, very spicy. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the shredded pureed carrots, coconut flakes, and I'm also gonna get some vanilla extract. All right, I'm gonna kind of eyeball the vanilla extract. It says to use, I don't even know. I'm just gonna put in a lot because I love vanilla extract. Bucket. I'm also gonna add like a little tiny bit of this pineapple juice in this can because I want it to be extra pineapple-y, guys. Wow, that's a shit ton of vanilla. I hope this is good, you guys. Wow, look at that. Get that all up in there. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. I only have 1 cake pan. This is kind of a problem, right? At my place, I have like 3, but we're gonna have to just figure out how we're gonna do this. We might have to bake them 1 at a time. So I'm just gonna add this mixture in. I'm gonna put it in for 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna repeat that again with that layer. My mom's opening some Prosecco. Great. I know. Great. Okay, so I don't know why that piece of foil is in there. Just ignore that. I think this is pretty much done, so I'm gonna take it out. Yep, that's the timer. Let's take this baby out. All right, I'm still alive somehow, but I have welcomed the addition of this beautiful baby glass of mimosa into my routine, so things are gonna get a little crazy. Now we're gonna be working on the buttermilk glaze. The recipe that I found for this gluten-free carrot cake does not include the buttermilk glaze. Does not include the buttermilk glaze. My hair looks terrible. Does not include the buttermilk glaze recipe, but I am adding it from a different recipe for carrot cake because I feel like it can be a welcome addition. Also, I feel like the glaze gives it that like sticky, gooey, almost tres leches vibe, which I feel like this recipe can benefit from. That's my parents' dishwasher, and I dance to it sometimes because I like the little jingle. Whoever made that the default jingle for when it's done, you've done good. I'm gonna be making the buttermilk glaze in this nonstick pan. Okay, so this is what it's looking like now. It has thickened slightly and it's bubbling up a ton. So I actually turned off the stove and I'm just gonna keep stirring it a little bit. And now that it's kind of cooled off a little bit, I'm just gonna add in the vanilla extract. Oh my gosh, this smells so amazing. All right, and I have put this over a rack, so it's just gonna kind of drain through. Good, that's enough. And then I'm gonna save the rest of it for my other layer. Look at that gooey, delicious cake. I just poured the glaze over it, and it's slowly seeping in to the cake. Oh my god, look at this. Yay, shadows. This is an accident that happened, but no one's gonna see it because this is the bottom layer and it's gonna be covered in frosting. This has been very nice and relaxing. I love baking. Like, it can be a little bit stressful, but I think it's more stressful when you're baking something for the first time. But like, this is a recipe that like, I kind of, you know, I know it, I get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, more guessing. There's never enough frosting when I do this particular recipe, so I'm kind of just like, doubling everything. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have about 2 8-ounce packages of Philadelphia cream cheese, whatever cream cheese you wanna use. And they also recommend that you have this at room temperature, just because it does make it easier to mix and it'll have less clumps in it. But as you know, I half-ass everything and I'm not patient, so I'm just going to put it in anyways. So let's dump this bad boy in. And I'm gonna be using an electric mixer because that's just so much easier. Like, I can't even fathom doing this by hand. Cream cheese frosting is far superior than any other type of frosting in my opinion. And I'm gonna put in 2 sticks of butter. I'm gonna attach one of these things to the mixer and I'm gonna start to break this down a little bit. Fucking thing, I really can't fucking stand this one. I have a way better mixer at my place. My mom's is not as good. This is a nightmare. I think it's because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Time to lower this bad boy down and start mixing. And then I'm going to get about, I don't know, 2 cups of powdered sugar. I need to get my recipe. And I guess while you're mixing it, it also, yikes. It's literally just like a big clump right now. It doesn't look right. Ow! Maybe a little bit of mimosa? Just kidding. Use my exact measurements that I just said in this video that I made up, because it's good. I've got my frosting over here, and we are going to attempt to frost this fucking cake. This is the worst part, honestly. I'm really bad at frosting cakes. I also don't have proper frosting tools. Listen, people back in the day, in caveman days, didn't have proper tools either. And they still made cakes, didn't they? I'm sure they did. This is gonna be rustic. Anytime something looks like shit, just call it rustic. That's so true though, shit. Wow, spitting truths today. That looks decent so far. We have so much fucking frosting. All right, this is the hardest part, for me at least. Actually, every part is the hardest part. This has turned out to be. I wish I was drinking vodka, but instead I'm baking a cake and losing my shit. Now, this part is a little bit frustrating, but you're gonna get basically a Ziploc bag of some crushed walnuts or pecans or both, and you're just gonna kind of throw it at the cake. guys, we've made it. We're here. We're at the final step. It is ready to be eaten. Very sticky, gooey. I will say the gluten-free, it's a little bit more dense because the other carrot cakes I've made are very, very fluffy. This is a little bit less. I think it's really good. You want to try a bite? Get a fork. Side this way.
It's fabulous. I love it. This is so good.
Really?
Absolutely, I love it. I love the texture.
Really?
Fabulous.
I'm my own worst critic. So, is this as good as the original recipe I made? No. But, given the fact that grocery stores are freaking sold out of regular flour, I think it was pretty good.